up, guys? It's Jiedel, and I'm here with part 2 of worst high school teacher ever stories. If you guys remember, her name, as what I called her, was Miss T. I have brought Jason here to help us remember a lot of the stories that I didn't tell the first time around. You might have a different perspective on some of the stories we tell, but we'll see.
Alright, let me just say, some of the class doesn't remember it properly, so they'll say, like, you ever run into any of James' classmates, they'll be like, oh yeah, Mrs. T, she wasn't that bad. No. She was that bad.
She's just the worst teacher ever. Like, goddamn, this happened 4 years ago and I am still salty about it. First story, we're gonna go. So as you guys remember, I said we were in a special program, right? It was where we had our history class, our media class, and our English class were all connected. And one day, we're gonna take the class photo, like the graduating class photo for this program. And Jason and I had a friend named Eric, who was a good friend at the time. And Eric goes up to Miss and he was like, can I go to the bathroom? Am I gonna miss anything?
And Miss Watt's like, yeah, alright, Eric, go to the bathroom. And then 2 seconds after he leaves, she goes, alright, everyone, we gotta take the picture. We gotta get it going. We gotta go on this field trip. So we take the picture. We have a class photo. They tried to charge us like $20 for it, but no one paid for it.
We got it for free anyway.
Yeah, we got it for free because no one wanted to pay for it. But then Eric gets back and we're all leaving. He's like, wait. And Mrs. T's like, oh,
looks like you missed the picture, Eric.
Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think she blamed him. I think she's like, why would you go to the bathroom?
Yeah.
It's like, he asked her to go to the bathroom before, like.
And it's not even like he asked a different teacher. And so what ended up happening is we had a graphic design teacher on campus Photoshop Eric into the picture sitting like this.
You actually couldn't tell that it was Photoshopped. Like, the dude was a Photoshop wizard. Like, Eric looked like he was actually there, but it was like a fiasco for like 10 minutes. Like, it really wasn't a big deal. Like, it's not a big deal, but it highlights how negligent and stupid Miss T was. All right, we're gonna go back to the beginning of the year. Do you guys remember that test I talked about in the first episode where she straight up lost my test? That story actually relates to Jason. He has a story about this exact same test too, and it's almost as bad as mine.
I'd say it's worse. Okay.
How could it be worse? She straight up lost mine. I got a 0 on it.
All right, so what happens is I study for a test because I gotta make sure I get an A in this class. Like, it's high school. I gotta have a good GPA going into college. So I study for this test. I know I got a good grade. I know I did well. And so she's like announcing the grades in front of the whole class and goes, Jason, you got an F. And I'm like, oh, can I see it after class? And she's like,
she says this in front of the whole class.
Like in front of the whole class, across the class. And I'm like, I'm shocked that a teacher would do this, right? Okay, so can I see it after class? And she goes, no, but you can go in at lunch and see your F. And I'm like, oh, I will then. And she's like, yeah, but I hand grade it myself, so just know that you got an F. And I'm like, oh, all right, we'll see you at lunch. Cause like, I'm embarrassed. It's in front of the whole class. And so I go in at lunch. She's already in a sour mood, Mrs. T. She's like in a bad mood and she like pulls out my test and she's like looking at it and I'm looking at it and I'm like, oh, well, most of these are marked wrong, but they're right. And she looks at it and she's like, oh yeah, TA must have graded it. They must have f***ed up your grade. That's not my fault. I'll have to fix it. And I'm like, all right, thanks, Mrs. And so I leave and I see her like enter my grade. And she's like, yeah, I'll make it higher. You got like an A or whatever, right? Come back the next week and it's still an F online.
In the system, yeah.
Yeah, in the system. And I'm like, saw you updated. And she's like, I did update it. I have an F. She's like, all right, see me at lunch. And she does this in front of the whole class again. I go in at lunch and I still have an F and I look at it and she's like, oh, the TAs must have entered your grade wrong. You know, she entered it, but I'm not gonna call her out on it. And then in bursts James.
I actually don't remember this, but apparently it happened, and I believe it.
And then in bursts James through the door. She goes, what did you want? And James is just like, you lost my test. I have to pass. James, I'm with another student. And they just instantly both red faces. Already ready for battle. And so they just like yell at each other for a little bit and they decide, all right, we'll see each other, I don't know, another lunch, right? Because she's with a student, she's with me and a couple other students. So as soon as James leaves, she goes, I hate that guy. And she's just like so angry that she gives me a higher grade on my test than she should have. And she gives me like I got like an 85, 87. She gave me an A. She did not want to deal with me. She didn't want me coming back in.
All right, so Miss knew Jason and I were really good friends, so I'm pretty sure she just didn't want to upset the beast, because it was at the point where like if she messed over Jason, I would get mad about it because I just hated her so much, so she would probably never hear the end of it, even if it didn't affect me. So the thing is, Jason and I have a friend named Evan, and Evan is like the super quiet, cautious, shy kid, and you know, she loved Evan at first because he didn't do anything. By the end of the year, Evan hadn't changed his behavior at all. He was like the same kid the first day of school as he was like the, you know, 120th day of school. She hated his guts because he was friends with Jason and I. We're gonna flash forward towards the end of the school year. We're having like a graduation ceremony for this like special program we're in. Everybody gets like an award? Like what do they call it?
Well, you had to make awards for another student. Well, I don't remember what I got, but I remember I wrote on someone's award just like outstanding reader or something like that. So the point is you're supposed to give a compliment to someone else and make like an award and fill out a whole sheet.
What did it come on? It came on like a nice sheet of paper?
Yeah,
like
you were supposed to print it out. You were supposed to print it out and bring it to class.
They print out these really nice laminated cardstock, like, you know, like diploma type thingies, like just like a superlative award. Everyone gets their thing. I get a plate. A paper plate.
Because one of the students made him a plate.
Out of pity, because they forgot my award. And then you know they didn't forget it. You know Mrs. T was behind this shit. Giving me a fake award. I get a freaking paper plate. Everyone else gets a laminated cardstock beautiful award. I get a paper plate.
Face, the kid who submitted it, he did it out of pity because like they f***ed it up. But like you could tell the kid at least put in some effort to try to make James feel alright. Because they know James, they don't want to see him go atomic. so James's face of disgust when he accepts the plate in front of everyone is just,
and the plate says fanboy award. And it has like the Xbox logo, like the Giants logo, Miami Heat logo. Because I guess, I mean, to this day, I'm a brand loyalist. I don't betray my brands. I'm a Nike head. I don't wear a lot of Adidas. Just who I am. I'm a loyal guy. Loyalty is important to me, so I got the fanboy award. Later in the ceremony, this is where things get juicy. Never thought I'd say that on a video. Everybody's going up, you know, shaking the hands of the director of the program, and then they give the teachers a hug. So everyone's giving Mrs. T a hug. And I'm like the third or second to last person to go.
Because our names are towards the end.
Our last names are towards the end. Yeah. So I go up, you know, I shake the hand of the director, I give all the other teachers a hug, I get to Miss and we look at each other, and she leans in for the hug, and I'm like, I'm like, and she goes, "Are we really gonna do this?" And only I can hear it, and I go, "Yep." I'm not gonna get that one.
But the worst is because I'm right behind him, right? And everything stops. Like it was a constant train of movement, and because of this last altercation, everything stops.
Good times. and when I sat down, and all the parents were there too. Like everyone's parents at the table I was sitting at was like, "Oh, you didn't give her a hug," and I was like, "No, I didn't give her a hug." I would never. Guys, I hope you enjoyed round 2 of the Mrs. T stories. Honestly, like it's hard to think of so many different stories because it was really just like small things day to day would just make us so mad. Especially me and him a lot.
I'd get pretty mad.
And like the two of us would get mad. We would just like bounce our anger off each other, and our friend Evan would be sitting there like, "Guys, she's not that bad." We'd be like, "Evan, shut the hell up! Evan!" Your speaking privileges got taken away for another 2 days, Evan. Like, don't you come into our friendship circle saying that. Peace out.